Hey YouTube. So let's talk about intersectionality and witchcraft and how I've been really playing with this a little bit more. I've mentioned before about, I believe it was called You Were More Than a Witch in that video, all about how, we're not just magical creatures. Like there's this mundane life that we have to take care of, and there's a bunch of different aspects to us. Like witch is just one part of our identities in times, or spiritual being, or pagan, Wiccan, whatever it is you subscribe to. But one of the things that I've been working with more and more is the fact that I actually want witch to bleed into more of my life. Like I want magical pieces of myself to become a more part of my everyday. Like I like having time every day that I sit at my altar. I like the fact that I make a money spell before I apply to new jobs. I like the idea that I wear jewelry every day and that there are certain parts of it that I like to incorporate as much as I can into my life. And I'm looking to do that even more and more and more. I've done some more with my health, and I like the fact that it bleeds over, that the magic bleeds into different parts of your life. Because I don't know, if it's supposed to be such a big part of my life, then why does it have to be compartmentalized in a way? I see this with a lot of other witches, and they get a witchy business, and they have, paganism, Wicca, spirituality, being a witch is such a part of who they are and so much of what they do. And it makes sense that it was that way, right? Like, it doesn't have to be this big compartmentalization for when we take all these different pieces into our lives. It's good to remember that, hey, that there are other parts that maybe witchcraft doesn't touch or doesn't need to touch. Like, it doesn't have to all bleed in, but if it does bleed in more, if that does make you feel better, why shouldn't it, right? Like, I've been kind of resisting some urges to make more of my surroundings a little witchier, or to, like, thinking of ways of, like, does it really matter if I do a spell about, getting that love of my life, or should I just go on Tinder? Should I do a tarot card reading every month? Or am I being too spiritual? I'm worried sometimes about maybe spiritually bypassing the mundane stuff. But also I think I've overcorrected some ways, because I'm now starting to realize I like when witchiness and magical thinking and all of that is a part of so much of my life. I like when I, do a little stress relief meditation before I go into work every day. It calms me down. I like that part of my workout is getting into nature, is going on long walks. I like that I wear spiritual jewelry every day and that I can see it and that I have crystals in my bag, because why the hell not? Why the hell not let it bleed into so much? And I realized this actually was a lesson from one of my Christian friends, because one of my coworkers at work is very, very Christian. And, so no one really at work knows that I'm a pagan, per se. Like, I'm pretty closeted. I don't, outwardly say, I don't believe in what y'all believe, but, it's pretty much known. It's yeah, she likes tarot cards, and they know I like horoscopes and stuff like that, but that's pretty much, about the edge of it, really. But she always has a cross at her desk, and she has all these spiritual books all around her. And so much of what she's talking about, she's like, I had a stressful time with this family member, and I talked to God about it, and it's just in her conversations with so much, and it's so natural to her to, of course, incorporate Christianity and God into every aspect of her life. And for me, it was weird. I realized that I was really compartmentalizing my spiritual beliefs and my magic in this little corner. It could only happen at this altar. It could only happen at this time, at this days, when the moon is full, when it's a new moon, when it's this or that. I understand the plans are always in alignment and always moving and always this, but I kept feeling like I had to schedule it in, fit it into my life. And that's not true at all. It bleeds into freaking everything I do, because it's my personal beliefs. It's how I operate in this world. And why should I be trying to curtail that or hide that in any way, shape, or form? I would like to be as open as she is with her beliefs and her faith and how this has brought it in. So if I say, oh, the universe is beating me over the head with that, that's just a natural thing that I am now finding myself saying all the time, because I'm it's a sign. Talking about signs, talking about horoscopes, talking about the phases of the moon. And yeah, Mercury's in retrograde now. It's funny, I've got so many people at my office now asking me, is Mercury in retrograde? Because no one could send emails in this last time it was happening. And everyone was all pissed off, and it was having a big time, and I just kind of was chuckling, because I was resending and asking people if they got my email a lot, because I knew you double check that, and they were all is Mercury in retrograde? I'm like, it is. And they're like, oh, that's why you're asking so many questions. I'm like, clarification. It's a good thing. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. So there's like stuff like that where it actually can be a really natural, easy part. And I don't think I've kind of convinced myself, like had the sense that like incorporating this stuff was supposed to be hard, or it was supposed to be more complicated than it really needed to be. And it doesn't need to be hard. It's actually rather easy and natural, because this is just who I am. That's how I live my life. Of course, witchcraft would be a more integral part and it would just bleed in. Like, it doesn't have to be in its compartmentalized perfect little sections. It can just be what it is. And if I want to purposely, actively work to incorporate more in my life, that's okay too. Like, of course I can do that. Of course I can wear more crystal necklaces and talk more about astrology and maybe even bring up paganism and the craft and more subtlety of conversations if I feel comfortable in doing it. Why not? Why not do that? Why not have it be more fun in that sense and have more of a connection to it all the damn time? It's what makes me happy. It's what feels right. Anyway, I make new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Click that like button and subscribe button if you were all about it, and the little bell so you know you're actually getting notified about these videos, and I will see you guys next time.